Hi, welcome to MemberHub Advanced, Beyond the Basics of the Membership System. My name is Sonia Varillo, and I'm the Genesee Valley Region Director. As part of today's workshop, we're going to be covering a few advanced features. What are hubs, messages, calendar, files, people, whiteboards, signups, sponsor share, and I'll even have a chance to show you that some of the new website builder that's available in the MemberHub Store 2.0 platform. So what are hubs? Hubs are like distribution lists or Google groups. They're the way that you communicate with the people that are in your unit or in your school. And you set up different hubs based on different groups that you want to communicate with. This shows an example of hubs that might be available at an elementary school. You've got the school name, which is JY Joiner, which would also by default be your Everyone hub. And then they've got a committee here, Media Center, Book Room Committee. They also have grade level hubs, followed by classroom hubs underneath the grade level hubs, followed by other different hubs that they have for foundations and PTA. They have different committees under the PTA hub. And one of the advantages of having hubs in this sort of tree format or parent-child format is that if somebody joins the Hampshire hub, as shown here, they are automatically become a part of the third grade hub, and then they are automatically part of the branch above, which in this case would be the JY Joiner hub. So it's so you have the ability to break groups down into the different units that you need to communicate with, while still being able to communicate with everyone at the times that you need to. Communications could be sent to the school-wide hub, grade level hubs, particular classrooms or teams. And then hubs can also be set up as either open or closed. So an example of a hub that you might want to have closed would be like a classroom hub where you want to specifically only let people that are in that classroom be part of that hub. And hubs could be closed by only letting hub administrators or site administrators put people into those hubs. Hubs that are open, anybody that's on your site could join them by either the Join Hubs tab or by a URL that you set up that I'll discuss in a future slide. So every single hub on your MemberHub page can take advantage of a homepage. And the homepage is the first page that you'll see when entering a hub, and you can completely customize it to suit the needs of your group. In addition to simply updating the word content, you can put an image in, you can edit HTML, you can include pictures, you could include announcements that would be static. You could include officer names, meeting dates if you want sort of, general announcements. Anything that was static that didn't need to be changed too often, you could have as part of your homepage. And again, this is available for every single hub that's in your MemberHub site. So you can customize it by doing the homepage that we just talked about. You can customize profile. You can set it up for the different school colors. You can include your logo. And then you can also include custom fields that's in the profile of what people would put in. So you could include information such as tops and education numbers, what the next building level might be that somebody's in. If there was any other special fields that you wanted to capture, you could have those customized, and then you would get the information in the custom profile fields out by doing a member export, and you could manipulate a spreadsheet that way. You can also use tags. So tags can be used to categorize people, and you can also use them on slides, which we'll discuss in a future slide. So getting your messages read. So in general, I've been a unit president on the elementary level, 2 different elementary units. I've been a unit president at a middle school level. And one thing that I think has always been very effective is to have regular communication with your members. Whether you choose it to be once a week or once a month, if you have something that's a regular interval, that's dependable, you'll find that your messages get read a lot easier. You'll find it's a lot easier to communicate. You put everything together, comes out on a regular basis, and people sort of get to know everything that's going on in the unit rather than just the fires that need to get put out or just the urgent event that needs to have snacks brought in or whatever, but they get to see the full scope of everything that you're doing. So in messages, you can insert pictures. You can either do it as I describe here on this slide by creating like a newsletter or a clip art hub, or most recently, MemberHub has set up a library that you can insert pictures from upload pictures to a library and then use that library to pull images down into your messages. All the images that you use on your messages must be stored on the MemberHub site, either in a hub or in this online library. And actually how you do it is you don't actually insert the picture itself, you insert a link to the picture. So as part of this workshop, I do have a cheat sheet that I make available where I have taken some basic HTML code, teaches you how to format pictures, so that way, instead of having pictures in line with the text, you could actually have a picture and then have the text beside it. And how to also create, white space or padding around pictures so you don't have text coming right up next to a picture. So that cheat sheet is available as part of this workshop. And also, one of the really things I really love about MemberHub is this last bullet. MemberHub allows you to schedule messages for future distribution. So even if you're, creating something, 2 o'clock in the morning, when you're done with it, you don't have to send it right away. You can schedule it to send out at a future day and time. And so that can help this predictable messages a lot easier. You could schedule it to go out, on Friday at 9 a.m. or Monday at 9 a.m. or whatever time frame it is that you're sending messages. So you can do it in the middle of the night when when you're doing things, and then you can send it out, first thing in the morning, so that it hits people's inboxes at a time that they're more likely to read it and to respond. Each MemberHub hub group also has access to their own calendar. So you have a main calendar, which is overall for the entire site, and there's also a hub calendar. And so to create events in the hub calendar, you would go to the event needed, click on new event, complete any information, including any notes, and anything that you type in this note field would be included in any email or text reminders that go out in the system. So, and I really love the fact that you can schedule reminders to be sent automatically. This has really helped me get greater participation in PTA meetings. You can set up all your meetings in advance. You could set them all up at the beginning of the year. If you've got a schedule of events that you're doing, of PTA meetings, schedule just schedule the reminders. Maybe you send the reminder, 3 days before the meeting. And then maybe you send a text message like 9 hours before the meeting. So you could backdate things, and then the email reminder or the text reminder comes from the unit name, or the hub or the MemberHub name. Is the emails would just come directly from the site. They wouldn't come from a person. They just come directly from the site. They say, hey, you have a reminder of an event coming up. And so it's a great way to sort of make sure that people are kept top of mind of when your next meeting is, in a timely manner. So it's a really good feature, and I highly recommend using it. Tags is something that you can do. Tags are sort of like how you use them in social media, right? So if you hashtag, with the # hashtag and then the name, you can use that to find things by hashtag, right? So it's a way to group items, and it's the same way in MemberHub. So when you upload a new file, you'll see a button at the bottom. It says edit tags. And then you could type in whatever it was. In this example, they already have used tags such as newsletter and volunteer forms. So if you uploaded a file and it was a newsletter, you could tag it as a newsletter. And if somebody wanted to search for newsletters really quick, all they would have to do is in the file section, they would type newsletter, and it would pull up everything that was tagged newsletter. By default, files are generally organized either in alphabetical order based on file name, or they're put in order based on chronological order the day that they were uploaded. So there's different ways that people can join hubs. The closed method would require people to either be put in the hub by either a site admin or a hub administrator. But then these are ways that other people can join hubs if it's an open platform, or if it's an open hub, which you might want to do for like different committees and stuff. So this is in the third settings. The third tab in hub settings is the joins tab. And this hub description here is where you're going to put in what the purpose is for the hub, right? And then people would see this when they click on the Join Hubs tab on their MemberHub site. And they would see an option of seeing any hubs that are open, and this description would show up there. You could also use a public join page for your specific hub, where you create a URL is created. This is a hub key, security key, and you could regenerate this anytime you wanted to. Anytime you regenerate or change the hub key, the old URL would no longer function. So people would only be able to use whatever the most up-to-date hub key is in the URL, and then they would be able to join it from like a URL that you might share in an email, or you might share on a website, depending on how you wanted to invite people to join your hub. And so just by posting or sending out the link, people could join the hub directly, and you always want to make sure you click on the Save Changes at the bottom. Whiteboards are an easy way for groups to brainstorm ideas on a particular topic and to share in the planning of processing events and other activities. This is sort of like MemberHub's version of Google Docs. So it's a shared document that has some basic functionality. And you could use this to generate agenda ideas maybe, or different committee documents that you wanted multiple people to look at and to be able to comment on. And again, this is all housed on MemberHub in a particular hub. And so only the people that are in that hub would be able to see the particular whiteboard and make any edits. But anytime anybody makes an edit, they save it as a new version so you can track changes. People could also comment on whiteboards, and so they could share ideas that way as well. Signups. So MemberHub does have functionality for signups. However, I will share that it's only limited to people that are in that particular hub where the signup is located, and they must have an email address and a password. You can only see signups when you are in the MemberHub platform, whether it be on the website browser or mobile app. And so you can create signups for single events or reoccurring events. You can include items needed, such as in this example, different types of food that are needed. You could also have shifts for volunteers that are needed for actual times. And people could select that way. They do have a setup where you can, the sign up organizer can put in spots for other people. So if you're like wanted to convert a paper sign up form to a digital sign up form, you could definitely do that. People could do that. And then this will also send reminders to people as far as reminding them that they have something that they signed up to help out with, whether it be, a couple days or a day ahead of time, it'll send them a reminder. So as I noted before, only members of the hub that the sign up is located in can view and participate. So if you have a sign up that you want a wide audience to participate in, you would put that in either your everyone hub, or you could still argue that there might be a case for using a different platform such as Sign Up Genius or signup.com or some other platform to collect signups. But the functionality is available here in MemberHub. So sponsor share is where units actually have the opportunity to sell the ad space that is showing on your MemberHub site and on email messages and announcements that are sent out through MemberHub. So you may have noticed on your MemberHub site, there are 2 spots for ads, which are usually one at the top and usually one or two at the bottom. And then whenever you send an email message or announcement out, there's 1 sponsor at the top and then there's 2 sponsors at the bottom. So units are able to sell up to 12 ad spots on your site. You can sell up to 4 groups of 3 spots, and the 3 spots have to be purchased at the same time. So they're only sold in groups of 3. So 3 are sold. Current pricing is 3 are sold for $300, 6 are sold for $500, or you could buy all 12 for $1,000. And units are able to decide what they want to charge for those spots. So you purchase the spot from MemberHub, but then you can resell it at whatever price you would like to. And most units are selling them for between $450 and $500 for 1 spot. Obviously, the more you use MemberHub to send messages and drive people there, the more you could charge, because you're getting more. The potential sponsor would be getting more eyes on their ad. And ads typically run for a full school year until July 31st. If you want more information on this program, you can contact the URL listed at info.memberhub.com, and they can provide you with more information on the sponsor share program. So Web Builder 2.0 is only available on the Store 2.0 platform, and it gives this brand new functionality that just became available to New York State units over the past couple of weeks. Allows units to have a public URL page, a public website that anybody can view. MemberHub, is a closed system, so people have to be added to the system in order to be able to view it. But a website could be viewable by anybody on the internet. And you can feature store products and fundraisers. It looks great on mobile and desktop browsers. And you can get more information on this functionality at support.memberhub.com. So with that, what I would do with the balance of our time is I thought I would share with you an example of site that middle school site that I've been working with, just to give you some idea of the functionality of the site. So let me take you to, so this is Martha Brown PTSA is the unit that I've been involved with for the past few years. This is our MemberHub site. And if I go to, this is our top level, we call it the Martha Brown and PTSA Hub. And so this is our homepage, which you can see we have customized with our officers. We have some different content here on different ways that you can support with the different corporate programs that we are involved with. So that gives some information there. You can see here with messages, this is an example. You can see messages. These are all past messages that were sent. And you can see in MemberHub, you do get to see who opens messages. So you can see how many total messages were sent out. You can see how many were opened. You can see how many were unopened. And so having this regular communication, having, 50, 40, high 40% open rate is pretty good for email messages. So that's good to see. Calendar, you can have show different calendar events. You've got different PTSA meetings listed. And then we have different things listed here. And then you could see different links about what goes in here. So we give the address of the event. You can send out an email right away. And so this is great because, especially with Zoom meetings, we don't really recommend sharing those kinds of links on social media. So we use our MemberHub system to put the Zoom link in, and then we send it out to everybody, so that only the people that are supposed to be at the meeting can see the meeting. So that's calendar. Files. We do a lot of different stuff with files. So you can see we have a little different forms here. We have things tagged with donation forms. I can show you in a different hub. In our PTSA hub, we do a lot more with the file tagging, because that's generally where we tend to keep all of our different forms and minutes and agendas and things. So see here, I have different things tagged with the date. And this is all in alphabetical order, alphanumeric order. So that's why I have the tags for the year and the month listed. So that way it's kept in chronological order. So you have the 4-digit for the year followed by the 2-digit for the month. You have things tagged with agenda. So if I clicked on agenda, it would pull up everything that's tagged for agenda. People tab is just going to show you a list of all the people that are in that particular hub. Photo albums, if you wanted to share pictures, this would be where they would be. Whiteboards, if you had any whiteboards you wanted to share, you can see that there. Signups, we haven't done any signups on this particular MemberHub site. Let me see if I can show you an example of a sign up. We might have done one for school pictures. Let me just see here. Yeah, so this was something that was set up last year, that we edited. So let me just see here if I could see the sign up form. So this is what we had set up. So we set up the day and the time, and we had the shifts, and then we could decide, how many people we needed per shift. And so this is what it looked like. Um, so that's signups. Join hubs. We talked about letting people join hubs. So these are examples of open hubs. And this is what has been pulled from that hub description. So people could join. These are different hubs that just anybody that's already in our MemberHub site, which would include all of our PTA members and any other people that wanted to join, that wanted to be kept informed of what our PTSA was doing. They could join these different committee or grade level hubs if they wanted to be kept in the loop on what was going on. And all of these descriptions are pulled from the hub description that I typed up. So let me just show you real quick. We've got just a few minutes left. This is the new Store 2.0 platform administrative page. That's what it looks like. And what I wanted to show you was the website. So this here is the website, which is new. And this is where you can customize your public website page. So this is the landing page. So this is what we've customized. So customized it with our school logo and our PTSA logo. And then I pulled this from the new National PTA membership campaign to create a header. And then we have a little bit about us, list of our current officers, featured products from our store. And then you can create other custom pages. Like this is a repeat of the different corporate programs that we do, just different ways that people can support us. And then we also have a page for our reflections program that we do. So this is how we share news and information about our reflections program. So I hope that was helpful for you. I do want to thank you for being part of this workshop. I hope you've been able to get some familiarity with the MemberHub tool. My best advice for those of you that are just getting started with MemberHub is just to dive in and start using it. There are a ton of resources available at this support.memberhub.com, which is MemberHub support page. They have like a gazillion articles about every single part of the site that you would want to have help with. They do also have sort of a blue help button on the page that if you need help at any time, you can click on it. And if somebody isn't available to chat with you live, you can send them a message, and they're very good about getting back to you. You could also reach out to your region directors with any questions, or they may have a MemberHub point person in their region that's sort of a MemberHub expert. I would encourage you to get in touch with them with any help that you might need on a local basis. So along with the recording of this on-demand workshop, either with the on-demand workshop or on the New York State PTA website, you will see a resource called the MemberHub cheat sheet that has a resource for hub administrators that talks about everything that I've talked about in this workshop. And then it does also have this HTML cheat sheet that I personally have created and share with a lot of different people that gives you the different coding on how to make pictures look pretty in your email messages and home pages and things like that. So, so this is some information that you can use after this workshop to make MemberHub really fit for your unit. But I really think that based on my personal involvement in PTA, New York State PTA at various units, for almost 10 years, MemberHub has been the most comprehensive tool that we've received as units to help us organize and communicate with our members effectively, as well as keep everything straight on our end as far as membership dues and officer reporting, and just making sure that we have the tools in place to keep our units strong. So I hope that you have enjoyed this workshop. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Sonia Varillo. I'm the Genesee Valley Region Director. And I look forward to seeing you maybe at a future event. Take care. Thanks so much.